What happens when you raise a grass Pokémon? Complete garden chaos, a dangerous dragon fruit obsession, and a bond so powerful it survived catastrophic drought. From a tiny bulb creature sleeping in flower pots to a colossal titan that summons storms from the sky, this is the journey from Bulbasaur to Ivysaur to the unstoppable Venusaur. Let's begin. It all started one morning when my doorbell rang. I opened up the door and I absolutely couldn't believe it. A tiny grass creature was just sitting there on my doorstep, staring right up at me. Those huge, innocent eyes staring at me, how could I say no? He didn't even hesitate and jumped straight into my waiting arms. And just like that, I had myself a brand new little roommate to take really good care of. He was immediately curious about absolutely everything he saw around the house. So I decided to show him something really special that I had actually been growing for several weeks. We planted this dragon fruit seed together in the fresh soil, side by side, just like true partners. And from that very first moment, he watched it grow every single day. 1 week later, the plant was already growing incredibly fast together. After a full month, they were both the exact same height, growing side by side perfectly. And finally, after all that patience and waiting, the dragon fruit was completely ready to harvest. He could barely contain his excitement watching me cut it open. The moment I held it up to his face, I knew this was going to be special. That very first bite of dragon fruit changed everything. He was completely and totally hooked instantly. 3 fruits later, and he was in pure food heaven. From that day forward, he'd sneak into the fridge every single night hunting for more fruit. He even started sleeping in the plant pots with the garden, and spent his entire afternoons just chasing every single falling leaf he could possibly catch outside. He wanted to help me with the gardening so badly, but he didn't quite understand it yet. The fertilizer incident was definitely not his finest moment at all. And apparently, he thought that more water always meant healthier plants. He was very, very wrong. But then disaster struck when he accidentally bumped the table hard. The dragon fruit plant we grew together crashed down to the floor and shattered into pieces everywhere. I had never seen him look so absolutely heartbroken and guilty before in his entire life. But it wasn't his fault. These things happen to everyone sometimes. We replanted it in fresh new soil, giving it a second chance to grow strong again. But that very same night, a massive storm started rolling in. Without thinking twice, he rushed outside into the pouring rain. He positioned his entire body between the violent wind and the plant, protecting it with everything. The storm kept getting stronger and stronger, but he absolutely refused to move even an inch. Then something incredible started happening. His body began glowing bright. When the light finally faded away, Bulbasaur had completely evolved into a much more powerful Ivysaur. The storm cleared instantly, and the plant was perfectly safe. It was definitely time for training, hitting the targets with serious, devastating force. And he could launch these glowing, razor-sharp leaves that sliced straight through absolutely everything in their path. But then a wild Golduck appeared looking for a fight. Grass versus water. This was going to be an incredibly difficult battle to win for him. Ivysaur prepared his razor leaves, spinning them up fast and sharp. Golduck charged up a massive water blast in his mouth. They both attacked at the exact same time, and their attacks collided with explosive force. After an intense back-and-forth battle, Ivysaur finally won. But he was completely exhausted. But a few days later, a brutal heat wave hit, and everything started drying out fast. He tried watering the dragon fruit plant, but the hose barely had any water coming out. The fruits started turning brown and falling off one by one, hitting the dry, cracked ground. His desperation to save the plant triggered something deep inside him. He started glowing. When the light faded, he had evolved into an absolutely massive and powerful Venusaur. His massive flower started glowing blue as he performed an ancient rain dance to summon water. Dark storm clouds rapidly formed in the sky above us instantly. And then the rain finally came, soaking the dry, cracked earth with life-giving water everywhere. The dragon fruit plant absorbed the water and came back to life right before our eyes. He stopped the rain. The crisis was over completely now. A few peaceful days later, I rewarded him with fresh dragon fruit like we used to. But then the ground started shaking. Something... A massive Blastoise crashed through the fence, looking for a battle and completely destroying everything. Two titans, grass versus water. This was going to be the ultimate test of strength. Blastoise fired twin hydro pumps with absolutely devastating water pressure. The attack hit hard, pushing Venusaur back several feet, but he stayed standing strong. He countered instantly with massive vine whips, each one as thick as tree trunks. The vines slammed Blastoise down hard, cracking the shell slightly. But Blastoise wasn't done yet. He withdrew into his shell and charged forward like a missile. Venusaur planted his feet deep and braced for impact. The collision created a massive shockwave. Both titans were breathing heavily now, completely exhausted, but neither one willing to give up. They both charged up their most powerful attacks. Solar Beam versus Hydro Cannon. The beams collided in the center with explosive, devastating force. When the smoke cleared, Blastoise was down on the ground. Venusaur had won the battle. I came home to find my entire backyard completely destroyed. But a few days later, everything was repaired, and he rested peacefully in his garden. From a tiny creature at my doorstep to the guardian of everything I love.